Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Celtic Unrestricted View podcast. My name is Guy P. Well, tonight, folks, joining me, my good man, Jason. Hope you're well, big guy. Hope you've had a good week. I know it was a great start to the week, going for last weekend. And with the big European night and Champions League night on Tuesday. But as I said, big man, I hope you're well. And let me know how your week's went.
All right, mate. It's a pleasure to be here. I feel last Saturday it's been very good. Also, I was doing in Manchester for a stag do, so I watched that down there.
How was that?
Chaos, mate.
Carnage.
Aye, but that set the tone for the Saturday. And I've just been smiling ever since, really. And then I thought Tuesday, managed to get a ticket to the game, and after the smile continued because I thought we were brilliant on Tuesday. I really did.
Aye. I've been at a Cheshire cat last Saturday, to be honest. It's been very hard to get a smile off my face. Last Saturday, as I say, last Friday night, me, Ryan and Barry Bannon were sitting having a chat about the game, and we predicted more or less what exactly was going to unfold on Saturday, and it did. We were having a wee chuckle about that, actually. But no, last Saturday didn't come as a surprise to us at all, because if you look at, well, in my opinion, you look at the form of the two sides getting in then, and then obviously you just knew we turned up and played the way we've been playing. There was only going to be one winner and one result. But you there last Saturday, aye?
No, I watched that match.
Oh no, you won the stag do. Telling me. Listening skills aren't the best tonight, mate. I don't know why. But obviously the stag do, he's down south. Where he's
Manchester, mate. We watched it in Manchester. We managed to find a pub in Manchester,
and were you joined by any fellow fans, or was it just yourselves?
There was a few of the other side.
The other side.
But they,
all right. There is quite a high following for there, isn't there?
They quickly vacated the premises after the third one went in.
Totally surprising. I've seen a couple of videos of people abroad as well. And I don't know if it was Benidorm or whatever they were, and it was only half time, and people had their Rangers strips on, and they were walking back away as if they were going back to their hotels or apartments or whatever were going. And they were getting a couple of jeers for across the road. Obviously, Celtic fans just shouting, "Me, he's gone! It's only half time!" And obviously, but listen, when you
so I don't know what
that's it. When you play for rain, you've got to deal with the mud too, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, obviously, as I said, it's been a really good week for us. It's hard to say that even after back of a 3-0 defeat on Tuesday night, but Tuesday night, it didn't disappoint us, did it? It had every sort of emotion you could think of. I actually thought when we got to half time, we're nothing each. You think to yourself, right, we're in here. I thought some of the football we played was outstanding. And I know people are probably going to listen to this and go, how can you say that, man? We get up 3-0. But if you look at the game and you isolate moments in the game, more or less, we missed our 3 big opportunities and they scored their only 3 opportunities. So it's down to fine margins, and it's hardly surprising you're up against the elite champions of champions, as they call them.
No, I know. Mate, I was sitting watching that game, and was the guy beside me, and I was like that. We're actually playing out through the back against the best team in the world, and we look completely and utterly in control and comfortable. I fully believe that if we scored first, we would have got a point for that game. I believe that. As you say, the final margins, if that one from McGregor, mate, any other time that's in the top corner, after inside of the post and bounces it. I think Abada just froze, mate. I think that just.
Do you think so, or do you think? See, I was thinking about that as well, Jace. Right, and see when you're looking at Abada, when you watch it back, do you think he thinks the defender's closer than what he is? Instead of that, you've probably maybe your opinion is he's froze. I'm more looking at playing the game and obviously thinking of that moment in your own head how you would feel. But instead of trying to whale it, why would you not try and... Because Courtois is not exactly on his line.
No, I
So
know.
why not just try and lift it to see, to maybe try? See, I don't know. And like I says, mate, elite competition, so you've only got a split second to
The thing was, JP,
to think about what you're doing.
before he'd even hit the shot, a Quartab was already halfway done.
Yeah, because he committed himself to one side, didn't he?
And I don't know if maybe he's seen, Abad has seen that and he's been like, I don't know what today, or and has seen, has he been like, I'm about to score against Real Madrid in the Champions League, and it's just before he's doing it.
I think it's the boy Mendy that's chasing him. If it's not, it's Alaba. And I know exactly slouches these boys either, but I thought Abada showed some really good pace in the moment of trying to get through.
Aye.
But what a pass that is for Jota. I mean, that was mouth-watering in the pass.
You want to talk about passes, mate?
Round the corner.
Do you remember Hatati's pass for the halfway line?
Was that off the back of Juranović's throw-in?
Hey. What the fuck? Wow. Wow, man.
He caught it on a volley, I know.
You know he did?
And he's more or less nearly kicked himself with his shin on the nose. He's kind of just cracked it right. That must have been a good 40 to 45 yards he's hit at Jota.
JP, he didn't even look. He knew he was there.
No.
He knew that he was there. And he's just
I remember that moment in the stadium, Jason. I thought like the whole place was just totally lifted and elevated by that moment.
Uh-huh.
I actually think Real Madrid, I seen Modric having a wee look, like kind of, as a fucking hell, like, where did that come from? Do you know what I mean?
I think Modric quickly realised that they had to be on it.
Yeah.
After the first 10 minutes, he was like that to them. We need to be on this.
Yeah, because both Hatate and O'Reilly had wee goes at him, didn't they? They were right. They were kind of in his face a wee bit, and I think they know. Well, Modric especially knew that. Hold on a minute, these boys have got legs, so I need to be. He was, well switched on.
Aye.
I think it's so well documented with Tony Cruz's interview that he mentions about coming to survive so long in the game, and that's a huge compliment to us, Jason. And obviously the work that Ange Postecoglou is doing with him, because in my opinion, you don't have a guy like a guy who's played. He's a German internationalist. He's played all sorts of games for Germany. He's won, I don't know how many Champions League now. Probably 4 or 5 Champions Leagues he's won now.
Won 4.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4, but mate, he's made over 100 appearances for Real Madrid. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
and he's been.
I actually thought watching him, I thought he was outstanding and all. By the way, I just see him and Modric, they glide through games, mate. It's just.
It was a joy to watch both of them, innit?
I was on it sitting at Monaco. I was at that. Modric is 37 years of age, mate.
Well, he turned 30. I think it was the day, wasn't it? He turned 37 a day.
We're saying 2 years ago that he was past that, and in the 2 years he's won a Champions League, go to semi-final of the World Cup with the Euro.
If you look at Lampard and Gerrard when they were like 35, 30, where were they? They went to America to sort out the road. Modric is still performing at that level in the Champions League.
He's definitely up there with one of the best I've seen at Celtic Park.
Yeah.
100%. He was
I think it's his ability to take control.
I don't know if you noticed it as well, but he was never static. He was always like one point I watched him and he just sort of walked and jogged, and then he was the amount of space it's as if he's got a big bubble on him. And
I know.
I was just like, wow.
It's just his 1 and 2 touch that he can create just he scans. If you watch him as well, he's scanning all the time, so he knows that he's sort of in the matrix, isn't he? Like the sort of the elite level. He's sort of like he's in a wee world of his own. I thought McGregor done quite well. I thought he was excellent on Tuesday night. Jason, sorry. In terms of he got close to him and he kind of made it harder for him. And not a lot of players can go. I gave him a shift tonight, but McGregor can walk off with his head held very high because I thought he was outstanding. Him and Hatate. The only thing with Hatate is I thought the other night he just kind of ran out of legs because he off the ball, him and O'Reilly covered a lot of yards along with McGregor. And I've seen a transcript to Hatate's interview, and obviously he was mind blown just for the whole experience. The fact that he's never played in that sort of level of football before, and And we had a lot of boys that were new to that level. And I thought they were all... The one that I thought was really quiet for us, and apart from his pass to Abada, he was really more like ineffective, was Jota. I thought that's... I wouldn't say he was bad, but certainly the most quietest game I've seen him have. Probably signed, even on loan. Yeah. I thought Jens and CCV were absolutely outstanding. I thought Greg Taylor was fucking superb. He kept forcing the big boy Valverde, and I don't know if that was obviously he studied him, but he kept forcing Valverde in the field. And Valverde, especially down at my end, he was getting really frustrated all the time because he likes to open his legs up and go to the byline.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting a chance to do that. He was looking for the overlap with Carvajal, but because he Jota's closing down and backtracking, Carvajal was having to stop and hesitate to leave Valverde isolated all the time with Greg Taylor showing him infield.
Yeah.
So I thought Taylor was outstanding. I thought Juranovic was outstanding. Some of his wee toe pokes away from Vinny Jr. was just unbelievable. And he was getting frustrated at spells as well. I know he took the goal there,
but he was there's a few points where I was like that, especially in the first half. I was like, we're really, they can't play their game here. Do you know what I mean? And I thought big Yakimakis was outstanding in the first half. And all, by the way, he had that number 3 in his back pocket. He was like at half time. I'll let him out now. He just causes, mate, but it causes havoc. But I think Yakimakis is perfect for Europe because a lot of defenders like that don't like that. They want the Kyogos that they can play. Do you know what I mean? I just think Yakimakis offers a lot more like that. When he made that big number 3, he was everything he got it. He was just putting it out. He didn't want it.
He was a panic merchant, man.
He didn't want it. But then, obviously, Big Rodiger comes on and he's like, well, fucking try that on me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought the goalkeeper, Courtois, was very good when we tried to press him. Thought that was the only thing. Maybe not so much because there was a couple of wee slack passes slightly when Kyogo came on because he's shutting you down at speed. Giacomakis, that's the bit that Giacomakis probably lacks out his game, is that wee bit of speed.
So as if he's slow.
No, he's not slow. He doesn't have that burst of severe acceleration that both Maeda and Kyogo seem to possess. But you've got to look at our chances and all. Like the one with McGregor off the post, but Maeda's got to score. Jace.
Aye, he has.
It's right on. It's on a plate to him, mate. He's got to. If that's Abada, in my opinion, if it's Abada again, or Jota, or even Kyogo, that's a goal.
I think if Abada got another chance like that, it was scoring it. But I think Maeda, he was just doing the part, mate. So I don't think he was expecting it to be that, and he's been like, oh fuck, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's where your instincts have got to kick in as a forward player.
That's the difference.
You've always got to expect the unexpected, because at that level, mate, that's the difference between 1 and 2 goals. Like before we knew it, we were 2 goals down. And as soon as they get the second goal, it just takes the life away from you. It's like taking the game away from you.
You seen that with their third goal back, man. They were just past, they were doing 25 passes and then they just put, there was a fucking cracking goal, to be honest with you.
Aye.
I think, mate, there was at one point, I was sitting there and I'm like, we could be 2-0 up if we just were made.
The game could have finished 3 easily. Because like I say, it's been missed 2 or 3 big chances. They scored theirs.
When can you sit here and sat here and be like that? Well, we had 3 clear-cut chances against fucking Real Madrid, mate. Do you know?
And when can you sit here and say Real Madrid only had really 3 chances against us?
But that's the difference, but that's why they've won it as many times. That's why
I even thought we were in with a shout when Benzema goes half injured. I thought, oh, here we go.
Well, I was the same. I was like, everything's we've hit the post. I said, he's went half injured. I said, everything's fucking gone for us.
Aye.
I just think they got. I think if it stayed 1-0 for a wee while, we could have pulled one back. But because it went 1 and then it was they scored 2 minutes or something. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of took the wind out of us. But mate, I left the side and I was very, very proud of my team, mate.
I mean, you look at the evasion they got at the end of the game, mate.
Look at us when we played Bodo Glimt, mate. To now.
Well, we've heard Ange now, haven't we? We heard Ange's interview, and he sort of said that
Wasn't it happy, by the way?
No, I'm not meaning for the other night. Like, I'm talking about the Bodo tie altogether. He kind of says it wasn't a big focus. I know that sounds crazy, and every game should be a big focus. But he said at the time the league was more important than progression, and that again to me that's not an excuse. I think he's meaning more sorry away tie than the home tie.
You've seen that with the team that he played in the away leg. And by the way, even if we'd been over to that leg winning, I still think he would have played that team.
I still think he would have played that team because the Conference League, you want to win it, but as you said, last year was just fully focused on we need to get this trophy back. And I'm kind of glad it's went the way that it's went. But I just thought, it's a bit. Ange was actually a wee bit annoyed on Tuesday night because we didn't take our chances, and he's like that. We need to take our chances, but I think the team's learned a lot from it. I think in the Shakhtar game, if we do get their chances, I think we'll take them this time. I think so too, but I think the players are disappointed because we lost the game 3-0, and we put everything we put into it, and not to get anything back, I think was quite harsh on us. I thought, because it was never in my opinion, it was never a 3-0 hammering.
No.
Or it was never it makes the game look more one-sided than it really was. I know they probably maybe they made possession in us, but apart from when we had possession, we were really good with it, if that makes sense.
Aye. But I think if you look back at this, if people look back at the stats, they'll be like that. Hold on, it's took them to the 60th minute to score their first goal. So we've held them for an hour, mate. And I think that even though you're sitting there and you walk away and you're like, we get beat 3-0, we probably knew we were going to get beat and that we were already taking away the 6 points for Real Madrid anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I just think if we
On Andy's reaction, Jace, I don't think he
didn't think that.
No. He's probably had to play. This is the thing as well, right? So you look at the manager, you hear him talk, they players believe in themselves, right? He's installed a mindset in them, mate, that see all this quick throwing and quick kickouts and quick. That's ingrained in them now.
Yeah.
That's the way we play. Like, and it's as much as people say we know how to say it, it's so hard to play against, mate. There was even times the other night we got up the park by doing it because, like, I'm sure McGregor's coming off the post was 2-3 passes and then the ball was cracked off the post, but it all came for a quick. I think it was like a quick goal kick for Joe Hart, and we broke up the park. But there was wee times I thought that we passed round about them as well, and you could see being there. You could see them going as if fucking hell. What this is? They knew they were in a game. They knew they were up against a team that was willing to have a go at them.
That's why you made that substitution at half time. That for me, when they took that boy off, the tie changed because I think Rudiger just slowed it right down. Took a bit of time, slowed us right down.
Whereas that other big boy was Militao, he was getting his ball every time.
Mate, aye, he didn't want it.
No.
At least 4 times he was putting it for a throw in.
There was a couple of wee challenges. I don't know if you remember with Jacko leaning into him. And he was kind of like, oh, don't like, and he just didn't like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he can do. Is that he doesn't like, he gets in people's faces, and these players don't like that.
Mm-hmm. I know you were saying about Big Rudiger, kind of saying, right, bring it on. But the big man, I'll give Giacomakis his due. He didn't go, I'm just going to get in there because it's Rudiger.
No, he never. And I would be curious to see. I'm going to hazard a guess and say that we probably ran more in that first half than we have in the full of this season altogether.
Probably. Aye, so, no, that's maybe a good shout.
To keep that intensity up for that long it's hard, mate. Do you know
It
what
shows
I
you
mean?
where we are as a team as well in terms of fitness.
Aye, and I think as well, I think it gave us a good chance to see where we are as a team in this competition, and I honestly don't think we're that far off it.
I don't think we're miles away, no, but I do think we lack that wee bit of overall
Experience.
experience, composure, maybe a wee bit of quality that we still need to tune.
But I do
that'll come with development on young players like Abada, and these boys will get that. But if Ange is being serious and obviously he's saying he's wanting to build the team over the next few years to sustain us being in the Champions League season after season, I think this season, again, whoever wins the league goes straight in again next season.
I think
so. That's a big fucking confidence booster and a big pull to keep a big concentration, in my opinion, Jason, on your bread and butter, mate.
But he'll not let that slip. He'll be like, we need to go, like after the Champions League game, we part that. It's Livingston next. We need to focus on them. You know what I mean?
And he said before, you've heard Juranovic, we train the same way we do. It doesn't matter who the opposition is. We train the way we train.
And do you know what, as well though, JP, in the past, I think under Lennon and all that, we've showed these teams too much respect. We didn't really show them a lot of respect. Tuesday we were like that. No, this is our home. This is how we play football. And we sort of did it a wee bit, and then they were like that, right? Do you know what I mean? But I just thought we were. There's a lot more, even though, as I say, even though we get beat 3-0, there's a lot more positives for me to take on how far the teams came since Ange came in.
I think a massive surprise the other night was coming out and finding out the Shakhtar result as well, because I think the ones we'd all had a chat about it, and it says the ones that we you want to qualify, of course, but if you've got a good chance of getting through, we thought that just through experience, we thought it was going to have to be Shakhtar we competed with for maybe the third spot. Now they're on 3 points because they went to Germany and slaughtered them. You're kind of like that now, as if, oh man, what's this mob going to be like then?
I think we need at least get a point though, because I think Madrid will beat Leipzig, so if we can at least get a point on the table, gives us something to build on. If we go, we'll go into third with a point.
Yeah, because Leipzig's going to be a double header, isn't it?
When you go to Leipzig away, you try and get if you get a point there. Mate, I think getting a point away from home is a cracking result in Europe, personally.
That is, especially in there. That is, but you need to win the rest. We need to win our 2 home games now.
100%. 100%.
To give ourselves any platform. Because if we go on Wednesday and we lose again, that gives them 6 points. We're still on 0.
But
what I don't want us to do is go away and lose heavily. We can't get beat another 3-0 and come away going, well, we played well and we done. We need to turn it somehow, Jason. In my opinion, Angel would try to get that in them as well. We need to try and turn that into a result.
Yeah.
Playing well only gets you so far. You then need to get the result at the end.
Well,
there's no point in us getting into it. Sorry, mate. There's no point in us getting into all the games playing well, but we walk away with fuck on in terms of score.
Yeah. He's got a full week at it now. Because obviously, unfortunately, we're not playing tomorrow, do you know what I mean? But he's maybe he can sit them, maybe tomorrow he's get them in training, they can sit down, they can be like, you look at, or maybe go to Abada and goes like that. If you get that chance again, that needs to be in the back of the net.
But also you can set up scenarios in training where they're pressurised, so you can set up the scenarios in the training where you come under scrutiny. You look at the all or nothing Arsenal thing, mate. Arteta played "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the training ground as if he played through speakers and there's certain ways you can do it. There's got to be other ways you can put them into that sort of situation and scenario that will be you're not going to get like the same as what it is in the moment with the hostility and everything of the crowd at the time, and you'll probably not get it the exact correctness, but you can set up the similar scenario and then get them to be better in the moment. so that they're more clinical. That's the key thing. You need to be more clinical at that level, Jace. Otherwise, you get punished.
100%, mate. 100%. Aye. But I think the way that we set up, the way that the quickness that we play, I don't think a lot of teams can deal with that. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe that Shakhtar and Leipzig will be that fast. So I think that's an advantage that we've got.
They have got a couple of good wingers, especially the boy. Is it Madrid or?
But they're a good
he
side.
Actually nearly went to Arsenal in the window there just before the window shut. Arsenal were trying to sign him. One day here left. I'm sure he plays left wing. He is rapid, fast.
You don't get Leipzig and win 4-1 if you're shy.
No, you're no novices if you go there and you win 4-1. I don't really know much of this Shakhtar team. I did think they won the team of Shakhtar of old that we played. I know they've not got fucking 10 Brazilians or whatever, you know, the way they used to have when we played them years and years ago.
They're consistently in the Champions League, but so they must be no bad.
Yeah. They're always in that sort of level of Europe. But then again, I don't know what like the quality is in their league. So
I don't know. It's well known. People are saying, but you know, Shakhtar they're never going to have a home game. They've already adapted to that because obviously they're playing their home games in Poland. So they'll just every game they just need to treat it like it's it's their home game because they're playing away all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
well, that's the thing as well. So how many? I don't know. Like I say, I don't really know how many games they've actually played there. Have they played there for a while? Is it the same stadium they're playing at all the time, or is it just the one that's available? Is it?
I think it's Legia Warsaw stand they're playing in. I don't know if they're playing.
So we've already played on that this season because that's where we went to play with Big Goric's testimonial.
But I don't know if they're playing how many domestic games they've played in it. I don't even know if I know that the season's no long started, but they're not sure if they're going to play it because obviously it's going on over there.
Yeah.
But they're just playing the domestic season. I think I've seen something like they are playing them in Ukraine, but it's behind closed doors or something.
Right, okay. So are they not allowed any fans in their games?
I don't have a stadium. Their stadium get boy up.
That's right, I remember that. Aye. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, aye.
But is their fans allowed to travel to Poland?
I think so, aye. Again, how many is going to actually get
That's
there?
a worry because obviously Celtic have now announced tonight on the Celtic ticket page that they're sold out from our side for our fans to be able to go over.
Many did they get? How many did we get for over?
I don't know. I can't remember. I seen it earlier as well. And for some reason, it's eluded me. I think it's a couple of thousand.
But I think we definitely need to get a point.
I think we need to get something, Jace. I think this is the one game in the group. See, because we've lost now the first game and we were at Celtic Park, I think this is our Champions League needs to start now for us to win any shout at all. Any sort of progression, whether it be second place or third place. I think, being realistic, Jace, I think second place might just be a bit too far for us. I'm looking possibly as dropping into the Europa League now. Don't get me wrong, I'm well up for being surprised, mate. I'm well up for, the shock element there. But I'm just trying to be realistic about it, mate.
But I think if you went to that Europa League, you're right into the last 16. Because remember, they did the last 32 now.
Yeah.
So the people that dropped for the Champions League are into the last 16. And I think you would be seeded in the last 16.
The thing is as well, see, the Europa's changed now, right? And I only learnt that through watching, was it Man United's game last night? Aye, no, it was the commentary. So what happens now is, see when we're in the Europa just now, the winners of it go straight through, right? The winners of the group go straight through. You see, if you finish second now in your group, you have to play in a playoff from a third place team for a Champions League spot.
Fuck's sake, man.
That's what happened with Rangers last season. That's how they got Dortmund.
Right, I see. Aye. And then third for Europa.
So they finished third and dropped to the Europa, but Rangers finished second in their group. It was Lyon that won that section. So Lyon went straight through and they finished to make the playoff I didn't quite understand that. I do now. But,
so, I think that's it's because of the because you've got that conflict.
But I think this is a new setup, yeah. So if you finish third, then you go into a playoff with a team that finished second in their Europa section.
You'd be seeded though, wouldn't you?
I don't think so. No, I don't want to say yes and then I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's all to do with your coefficient position. How that would work, I don't know. Or I don't know if it's just because you were in the Champions League and you get that sort of hospitality of being seeded to the team at finished second. Because you could drop in and get a team like Arsenal. They might finish second. That's a distinctive possibility. You could be dropping in and getting a team like. You could be dropping in there and getting a team like. Real Sociedad or Man United or Sheriff Tiraspol or
who won
who won their first game obviously very comfortably.
Listen, there's no mugs in that Europa League either, JP, so that needs to be taken just as seriously as what the Champions League does. Do I think if we did go into that, do I think we could progress? If we play the way that we play football, yes, I do believe we could progress, aye.
But in my opinion, Jace, it becomes a longer season.
But then you go to that, because then you start going to Thursday, Sunday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It becomes in my opinion, it just becomes a longer season. This season's already totally fucked up with the way the World Cup's going to have to work. So effectively, all of our players that are presenting themselves to World Cup teams internationally are going to have to leave at the end of October.
We've already got
my understanding is to start having, because they're going to have to play friendlies before they actually start the World Cup. Because you're not going into, none of the teams are going into the World Cup cold. And then the rest of the squad that's left here are going to Australia with Ange.
Yeah.
There's another reason as to why I don't think Ange Postecoglou would be going anywhere anytime soon. Because that's already booked and in the pipeline.
You've got this other game, the Modders game, and then potentially next week's game that's going to be added on.
I think what will happen now is they'll be set back to after the World Cup because it's easier to fit in domestic games than it would be a Champions League game. Because the Champions League needs to finish at a certain point. You can't really have a backlog of games for that. Same with the Europa Conference.
They've already planned it out to the World Cup. I think they're wanting the groups done before the World Cup, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the way it's happening. The groups are going to be finished by mid-October, I think it is.
Because you're playing one every week. Usually it's fortnight.
Yeah.
So
I think what's going to happen is when we come back, because obviously now, if Celtic playing Wednesday, and obviously tomorrow's off, next week's probably going to be off, more likely, I would imagine so. Again, that's not me being in the know, by the way, for any of the listeners that maybe be listening in. It's just, I'm just trying to put two and two together. I would imagine next week's going to be off as well. So Celtic won't probably come back now domestically until around about the 1st of October. Because there's an international break. Scotland are coming up as well. I'm sure it's the week leading into the 20th of September. Scotland play the Ukraine, and then they play the ROI. Is that
friendlies or qualifiers?
No, these are qualifiers. These are, I think that's the Nations League, mate.
Oh, right, aye.
I think these are the qualifiers, but both games are at Hampden, I'm sure.
Hopefully you get a result on all, man.
Well, we've already been done with the Ukraine recently. So,
and Ireland.
Well, we get done with them as well, aye. Again, that was crazy, mental. But that's coming in the next couple of weeks. So I think there was only another two games domestically.
So
and then we were going into
Livingston, and then we're not away next week. Maybe be away.
Maybe.
We're home tomorrow. We might be at home tomorrow.
Was it Mother? Wasn't it Motherwell, was it?
Unless I was in the cup. We get them in the cup, away in the cup. But
I know that's. I think they're in October, just there in the mid-October. It was either Motherwell or Hibs, I'm sure.
Might be Hibs then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But
maybe St Johnstone. Trying to think of the teams we've played. We've beat everybody else, so
I don't know.
Many games have we into now? 6?
6. We played Kilmarnock, played Dundee.
Right, so we started at Aberdeen. Then we played Kilmarnock.
We played Hearts.
Beat them 2-0 at Celtic Park.
We did.
County
away.
Norba Cruciata. Put Ross, in the bin, I know.
Ross County away.
Ross County away. We've done them twice. We've done them in the Cup as well with our B team, reserve team.
Might be St Johnstone then.
We've not played St Mirren. We've not played St Mirren. We've not played St Johnstone. We've not played Hibs. We've not played Motherwell.
No, it's one of them there, isn't it?
So it's definitely going to be one of them.
Well, Livingston, but Livingston is meant to be tomorrow.
Livingston was meant to be tomorrow. So I can't even remember offhand who the fixture would have been. But yeah, as I say, so potentially you're looking at Celtic no kick the ball after Wednesday coming to the 1st of October. That's a wee bit of time off. And then after that, it's kind of back to hitting the ground running again, because then you've got Leipzig double header, and then the rest of it just all kind of kicks in after that.
It's quite to be having this disruption, but I don't think I don't think Andrew will be happy about that. Also,
no, the players won't either.
There's nothing we can do about it. Do you know what I mean? But
because it kind of slows down the momentum
just
as well.
getting into the swing of it. Do you know what I mean? And then
yeah.
It's going to stop, and then but you also need to keep yourself fit enough and ticked over.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they're going to maybe organise a bounce game or something, but it's not the same, isn't it? No, because you don't go for this, you don't. I don't know. But
I'm not sure they're allowed to, mate. I think it's all grassroots football is totally stopped.
My game on Sunday's off.
There you go.
My nephew's game's on tomorrow morning. They're just doing a minute's silence.
What ages is that?
He's under 15s.
That's probably why that's on. Yeah.
But
one of his kids, isn't he? So.
But we just need to deal with it. You know what I mean? I think we ordered a fine. The game was going to be off anyway, so.
Well, that's it. But it's as you say, it kind of takes away the momentum. Because you know you're built. I understand. It probably won't hamper us too much, I don't think. If anything, it's going to give us a chance to get Starfelt back fit as well. He was only going to be out a couple of weeks, so I think that's a good thing.
Do you drop Jens? Because he was kind of outstanding on Tuesday night, by the way.
Yeah, he was. He kind of, for me, he stood out like a sore thumb. Some of his passing's unbelievable, especially with his left foot. No, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, obviously, in my opinion, Ange's probably his main pairing's going to be Big Carter Vickers and Starfelt because of how well they two played last season. This is crazy. In the league, they two have never lost a game together in the team.
Nuts.
see when we get beat last season, it was like Carter Vickers and Welsh or Starfelt and Welsh. It was never they two in the league.
Did we not only get beat twice last year, wasn't it? Or 3 times we get beat?
No, twice. We lost our first 3 games of 6.
So we did, aye. And then
Livingston beat us away from home.
That's when the league was over, wasn't it?
Hearts beat us in the first game of the season. And again that night it was Beaton and Starfelt.
Aye, the league that was the night the league was over, wasn't it?
Yeah, aye. And they said to Jota, I remember, and he just started laughing at him.
Aye.
And they said to Ange as well, and he says, no, I can't even remember. Ange was so witty, he was brilliant when his reply, he just says, no, well,
I think he called him hysterical or something. He was like that.
Aye.
Hysterical in this country, and he is.
Aye, he says he's like calling things earlier here.
Aye, but even...
And then we had won a couple of games and we closed the gap a wee bit, and I was like, oh, there's only a couple of points left, and he's doing well. And he says, I thought the league was finished. He said, was the league not finished about 3 weeks ago? So I thought, no, it's been pretty good. It's been awesome. He was right when he said it was a roller coaster we would be on, because it's been a roller coaster. But I just think we're a different animal this season. We've went a different level as a squad. I think we have gelled so well as a squad.
Never seen it before.
No, neither have I.
I've
never seen it happen as fast as it's happened, Jace. What about you?
No, mate, never. I've never. And I'll say this right now, and I'll go on record saying it. Nobody in Scotland is getting near us, mate. We are miles ahead of every single club in Scotland. I honestly believe that we could go this full season unbeaten. Because if last weekend is meant to be our nearest challengers, and we were just getting the fucking cigars out, by the way, because that's mate, and as well, like the cup game up Ross County in midweek when we played were so-called French players. They were all on it and all. See that what he's done with getting them all, even the boys that are playing every week, and he's still got to be able to go out and they're still all happy and all that, mate. That is fucking unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he managed to keep them all ticking over and keep them all happy. Do you know what I mean? Because Ralston,
I think it's just the fact that they've all just bought into his way.
But Ralston could easily get frustrated at him not playing every week. Because he probably could deserve. He probably should or could deserve to play every week.
But every time he comes in, man, he's like fucking Cafu.
I know, mate. I know. Do you know what I mean? And it's.
I mean, Greg Taylor's keeping a guy we nearly paid £4 million for him. He's keeping him out of the team.
But mate, even when me Bernabei played up Ross County, mate, he was fucking brilliant.
No, he was different gravy. But then
that just shows you how better Greg Taylor's got, mate, since we signed him.
But Greg Taylor's not even. He's playing above a level that I never even foresaw him get to. Because he's like a fucking playmaker.
See if Greg Taylor was Italian, he'd be a £40 million player.
Oh, don't say it. Ryan will be fucking raging so he will,
because his name's Greg Taylor.
He's waiting on one bad performance, man, and then he's doing a Hugh Evans, I'm telling you, man. He was sitting eating cold beans, man, raging. See about in the reading still game, he's stunning, dreaming about Mina. and he's had the beans. But he's in the actual bit that we see is the beans are running through his songs. That'll be Ryan every time Greg Taylor plays well.
But I even thought there was a stage, especially when it was that season, that was just a fucking disaster. I was like that. He's not good enough to play for this club. But is that simply the way that he was being coached and what he was told to do, that he was playing like that? That's the way that it looks to me. You know
he was very defensive minded when he was under Steve Clark at Kilmarnock. People didn't rate him that well and thought he was but they thought he was mediocre. And even our Celtic fans have always compared him to Kieran Tierney. And in my opinion now, he is slowly but surely reaching that level of consistency. There's new guys talking about him taking Robertson's place in the Scotland team. I've heard a couple of guys at Celtic Park mentioning it, saying that he should be playing and Kieran Tierney playing at the left centre back row.
He's playing better than Robertson is anyway.
Well, right now he is. And if he continues with the performance he showed the other night, look at Robertson against Napoli.
Mate, how bad?
How many performances like that? You'll be like yourself, hold on a wee minute.
Mate, how bad was that?
Shocking. But is it a surprise? Because we know Napoli's a good side.
Aye. But I still thought that they would have. I don't think that they get beat 4-1.
But they've been really poor, Jason, this season so far.
He's another one, but see if he doesn't start to get results, could he go?
No, very much so, because see if you look at the clubs he's been with, every time he's on his 7th season, the club are in fucking disarray. The results-wise, players no want to play, they don't turn up, they do this, they do that, loads of stuff going on behind the scenes. He's now in his 7th season with Liverpool, mate, and it's not looking good. It's kind of...
I think that things just come to an end and they just become stale.
They start petering out. Aye.
Start petering out, and it's just.
We said it on here before, mate. Everybody's got a shelf life. Everybody.
Aye.
Doesn't matter what industry you're in, you've got a shelf life when you do it.
Sorry, but Stevie Gerrard will be sitting there to take the job.
Aye. We know, aye. The huge predictions that we heard up here. Tell you another one that's going about the door. He keeps commenting about lack of this and lack of that. Somebody across the water, his wee Peppa Pig lunchbox and his Paw Patrol BMX. He'll be out the door shortly now because they comments after that game the other night as well. Totally beyond me. See if I was sitting in the dressing room and he came away with that, mate, I'd be going like that myself. Who was that about?
Right. See what he said about you need hundreds of millions of pounds to compete in this competition.
Compete the Ajax.
Which is just to be sitting 5 points behind your nearest rivals in.
Exactly.
If you've got the second biggest budget in the league, or one of the biggest budgets in the league. You know what I mean? But it's I don't know what he was thinking about. I think that's his polite way of saying to the board that he's not happy. Do you know what I mean? But that, for me, it was just I couldn't believe that I was watching it. But I could, to be honest. But he's one defeat or one draw away for getting the billet, 100%.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you talk about Jake, it's been on shaky pegs. The pegs rattling like a bag of gingies, in my opinion, because 2 4-0 drubbings. That's
the first time that's happened for the 80s.
Is it?
That's the first time they've been beaten.
No, surely no. I mean, they get lettered. They were in the group stages with Ajax and Juventus in the Champions League and they get lettered with both of them. 4-0, 4-1, 4. You know what I mean?
Once and then one.
Aye, back to back, you mean?
You know what I mean? 8 goals in 2 games, mate. That's Jack Ross territory, by the way.
Aye.
With that.
No, it's Gubbins, mate. 8-0 on Nag is scary.
See, the thing is, but
and it's got to take a big psychological effect on you, mate, if you're in that dressing room. You look at Ryan Jack, his interview at the end of the game, mate, was as flat as his performance.
But then they're out saying that he was one of the better performers in the second half.
He was a brilliant performer. Do you see his defence splitting pass?
I know.
It just turns out it was a wrong fucking team he done it for.
They're sitting going like that. I mean, Borna Barisic was brilliant. Fucking conceded 8 goals in 2 games. How can it be brilliant?
Because he scored that goal, it was offside.
Oh, mate, you couldn't write that, could you? But there's a lot of people that are in this country that are going to have pie in their face because they didn't predict any of this. They had them doing.
No, they had them winning the league at a canter again. See that and all, right? That is just. We won the league last season, and you look at what happened. Totally rebuilding the team, and in the end, mate, we won it very comfortably. They beat us once in the leagues.
He's no beat Ange Postecoglou in 90 minutes.
Aye.
In 4 attempts.
I know. And yeah, Ronald de Boer's out saying they should have a statue of him. You wouldn't be able to see it, but the size of fucking Tom Thumb.
And then you've got fucking Ferguson still sitting there saying that he's got us sussed.
And then it's not that after last Saturday they get scalped 4-0 and he doubles down on it and says, no, I still believe what I say. Oh my God, man. Medication must be good at this time of the year, man. That's all I can say.
And then you go into Twitter yesterday and it's all that's Ange Postecoglou about to Brighton.
Aye.
That's where it's got to now. That they're
Aye. Ange Postecoglou becomes a favourite for a Brighton job because Graham Potter's went to Chelsea.
The only way he's going to fucking Brighton's for a fucking cone. That's the only time he's going to.
Taking his 2 boys to the carnival.
That's where they're at. That they're wanting their manager to leave, which is fucking bad. Which is I think it's fucking hilarious. By the way,
it's incredible.
Did you see that man? There's a lot of the stuff that just I don't even know. It just renders me speechless. Some of the stuff that they came away with, man.
Aye, what was it? We heard. I think it was Ryan. It was on the other podcast. Remember with Fraser, and the lad that was talking to him says he thinks Kent's better than Jota.
Fucking aye, I know.
I nearly fucking pissed myself with laughing. I'm not kidding.
See, I know, but JP, they're starting to realise how shite he is.
How long has it took?
Mate, I don't think I've never looked at Ryan Kent.
He's the only guy I know that's done 1,000 step overs and he's still in the same position as when he started.
Because he done that at Celtic Park, he's a fucking £1 million player.
No, I think John Lundstrom done is he stared at somebody.
Oh.
That's it. These guys are bang average footballers, and like, in my opinion,
right, see, I'm honest with you, John Lundstrom's probably one of the better players, and he's fucking shite.
I think, you know, apart from having a bit of dignity, Jace, I really don't see what the guy brings to the team. I really, like, see when you play against you get into Champions League, mate, and you're setting up with that sort of 2 or 3 defensive midfield. I mean, he came to Parkhead last Saturday, Jace. They had Kamara Davis and fucking Lundstrom on the middle of the park.
Tillman at the right wing. Tillman?
I know. Right away, I'm like that. What the fuck's he doing? And he brings Scott Wright on at 3-0 down to try and change the game.
Scott Wright for a fucking Scotland call-up, remember that? Was getting pointed, I know.
I says it last Friday night, I'll say it again tonight. Half the shite they talk isn't true, and the other half's hard to believe. But just touching on the last bit of the pod, mate, just what's your overall thoughts as we get into Wednesday? Another big Champions League night for us. I know it's on early. It's 5:45 kick-off. Just what's your overall riding thoughts on it? Obviously, we don't have the chance of building momentum for tomorrow. But in terms of getting into the game on Wednesday, do you think there'll be many casualties to the team? Do you think he'll change the team again? Or do you think he'll pretty much stick to the team that played against Real Madrid?
I think he'll go pretty much with the same team that played against Real Madrid. Starfelt might come in, but I think that'll be very, very harsh on Jens.
What about Kyogo?
I don't know. But if Kyogo came in, I wouldn't be annoyed. But
no, neither would I.
I think Yakimakis has done enough to merit a start. I think what he should do is start Yakimakis, and then if it's still 0-0 about 70 odd minutes, bring the wee man on, because then they'll be
because we're away from home.
Because we're away from home. Mate, I've said it in the pods before, Yakimakis is going to be pivotal for us away from home in Europe this year, mate. I'm telling you.
What about Haskabanovic? Because I thought he looked really good when he came on again on Tuesday.
Mate, I think he would have started tomorrow.
I said that to my dad as well.
I think he'd have tomorrow. I think if we were playing tomorrow, none of them that were playing on Tuesday would have been playing tomorrow.
I'll tell you another one who's really grew on me. He came on on Tuesday night, right away, won the ball off Tony Cruz. Aaron Moy.
Mate, we're talking about Modric earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
See the space that Moy creates and how the way that guy passes a ball. It's unbelievable, mate. I know when he played at Ross County away. In the centre circle, mate. Sprays, passes a bit. Mate, Aaron Moy's class.
His vision's unbelievable.
I think David Turnbull's going to a game and all. He started up Ross County and he was tracking back, winning tackles back. We were talking about, remember?
Yeah.
But
you look at his positioning last Saturday as well, to intercept that McLaughlin, what's the goalie doing, Tom Pass?
Haksabanovic, he could start, mate, on Wednesday. He might, mate, he could start him instead of Jota, mate, because if Jota maybe fucking froze a wee bit, he might be like that. Take him
or do you think maybe he would bring Abada out and put Jota on the right and put Haskabanovic to the left? Or
it's a different
option as well, hasn't he?
It's a different option that we don't know. Because I'm really impressed with that Haksabanovic, by the way. I think he's a big bit of a boy, by the way, and he's quick. But I don't think he'll make a lot of changes. I think the players that played on Tuesday have merited their chance to get another start. But overall I'm happy with I'm really happy with how we're progressing. I think we're definitely ahead of schedule. If you'd said to me when Nance came in, we would be in this position, I would have been like, what kind of fucking crack are you taking? But I think I'm really, really pleased, mate. What about you?
No, I'm the same boat as you, mate. I totally agree with what you're saying. I love the fact that he's got the options to to fuck with our head a wee bit and go, oh, do you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change it and go, right, you've got that big boy Abelgard and all still to come into the team, and I think he might have featured them more as well.
I think he'd have been on the bench, definitely been on the bench.
Yeah, but I think he's going to need to be the option, mate, to allow McGregor that leeway.
Did you not notice on Tuesday when he brought Moy on, McGregor, but he pushed McGregor up?
I know, definitely, aye. That always helps Callum whenever Moy comes in and does that. I always think McGregor is better further forward because he gives you that kind of eye and needle type pass as well, and he's good with the ball on, like, taking the ball in a half turn. But in Wednesday night, mate, I keep saying Tuesday because we played on Tuesday there. In Wednesday night, I'm just looking for us to be a bit more clinical when we get the chances.
Definitely.
At that level, Jace, you don't really seem to get a lot of big chances, mate, unless you're playing. I don't really want to start slagging teams off, but
I think
no one of the bigger elite teams.
I think we'll get more chances against Shakhtar than we did against. I think if you get 3 against Real Madrid, you're getting 5 against Shakhtar. You need to take at least one of them. Yeah, I would say at least 2 of them, mate, to put pressure on. And then obviously your rear guard needs to be a bit more solid as well, because they must be good going forward. They took 4 off Leipzig. I know 1 or 2 of them was errors with the goalies and everything else, but it doesn't matter. You can only beat what's in front of you, and they beat them 4-1 comfortably in Germany. So this mob they've already showed that they're no mugs and they're there to be shot at. But I agree with you, mate. I think overall, I'm looking forward. The fact that we're in the Champions League, mate, again, we're buzzing. But we need to start making results. We need to start getting scores and results out of it. Sorry, saying to you, I don't want to be that team that goes, but we played well, but we get fuck off for it. We still finish bottom of the table. I don't want that to happen to us. Because then we would sound like them across the water.
I know, we would sound as if we've been smoking and stuff, and no, don't want to do that. Don't want to go down that road. So I think we need to be a wee bit more clinical, be a wee bit more alive when it comes to the final third in terms of my head. I might be sleeping for that one the other night. Be a wee bit more on the ball, ready for it, rather than being on the back foot and swinging at it, but not really hitting it, if you know what I mean. But no, mate, I totally agree. Good points, brilliant. Obviously, we look forward to Wednesday now, and we see what they've got in store for us. But for anybody who's listening and likes the content, please hit the subscribe button on our YouTube page. You'll get a notification when the page goes live. It's free to do so as well, so don't hesitate to do it. Also, myself, Jason, and my co-host, he's not with us tonight, Ryan, we're all on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Ryan's got us on TikTok now as well, where he does a couple of wee jazzy videos for us as well. But thanks again tonight, mate, for coming on, Jace. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as always, buddy. I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and a massive hail to you, buddy.